All right, here we are, final day of BPAA Bull Expo here at the Orange County Convention Center, and a couple of great guests coming on. From Motiv is Scott Hewitt, and one of our most recent PBA winners on the Bear, Ronnie Russell, part-time golfer. So guys, great to have you on today. Motiv was seeing a lot more this year. One of the telecasts, you were half the people on the show. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's been really exciting. I mean, it's been a great time for Motiv. I mean, we're getting a lot of comments about that. People are like, man, I am seeing you guys all over the place right now, which is obviously that's huge. And Ronnie did some serious damage out there at the Bear, which was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and EJ Tackett being frequent exposures out there. I know last year was like the baby being born. Jake Peters, the red ball up 5, fifth arrow in this case, not fifth board. And now we're seeing all kinds of stuff out there. And I mean, you still get other great players like Dick Allen and Randy Weiss. So you're putting together a pretty good staff.
Yeah, we really have a great team of guys, and I mean, emphasis on team. I think that's one thing that's pretty special about Motiv is that it really is a great team. And really everybody works really well together. Everybody tries to help one another. And yeah, I mean, really, you nailed it on the head though in terms of Jake Peters. I mean, that was kind of like the beginning. The red ball, the Primal Rage came out, and things just kind of blew up after that. You started seeing Motiv guys all over the place doing some real damage all over the world, actually. I mean, in tournaments all over the place, you were seeing Motiv. So it's really been awesome.
Okay, the chicken and the egg, is it the bowlers making the product look good, or the product making the bowlers look good?
It's got to be a little bit of both, right? You can't have one without the other, that's for sure.
So you get the right staff with the right ball in their hands, and the rest is history, not mystery.
Yeah, no, I think what you see there with what's going on with Ronnie is, you know, pretty much the proof is in the pudding right there. I mean, shortly after signing with Motiv, you know, went out, boom, knocked down the title. I mean, that was awesome. That was so exciting for us. I mean, and I'm obviously exciting for Ronnie without a doubt, but I mean, it was just a really huge statement of validation just in terms of how far the product line has come and you know, what people are doing with it.
Yeah, because when we were talking with Sean Rash, I said, yeah, we got another one from the Big B coming up with Ronnie Russell. No, he's with Motiv now. I was like, oh yeah, I can't tell the players without a scorecard anymore. So without going too deeply into it, what prompted the move, Ronnie?
I just think that you know, I spent 5 years with them and had a lot of good fun, a lot of success with it, and every now and then it's time for a change of pace. And for me and my family, it was just a time for a change. And my intentions wasn't even to sign with anybody originally. And you know, Brett Spangler and Scott and them, they've always been awesome to me, and they contacted me, and it was a match made in heaven. I mean, I've been watching the moto balls go down the lane for the last year or so since the red ball, and I'm just like, wow, these balls are really, they're getting around, like they're getting further right than my ball, and they're out hooking me, and these are guys with less rev rates, and I'm like, something's wrong there, you know. And so I mean, when I signed, I had the most confidence in it in the world, and I think the first 3 regionals I even bowled before I went to Oklahoma, I think I finished 2nd, 5th, and 1st. So I mean, I haven't stopped striking since I picked them up, and it's just been a good start, and I'm excited to bowl some more tournaments.
Almost makes you want to put your golf clubs away, huh?
Nah, never.
It's that logo. That logo is just unbelievable.
It's been a good ride so far, and you know, with our new products out, the Octane and the Fire Tribal, and I'm excited to see where it goes here in the next few years.
Yeah, it seems as though we just keep getting better and better. 2-3 years ago with bowling this month, it was like every ball of the year had a Motiv name on it.
Yeah.
Except the division you weren't in, and now you're in there. So
yeah, I mean, I seen we had this new record thing. I'm not sure what it is. It's like,
yeah, I'll jump in there. It's actually it was pretty cool. Last year when we came to Bowl Expo, the Primal Rage was just rated in Bowling This Month magazine as having, it was an 18 back end, which was the highest back end rating they had ever given of all. And I mean, what was huge about that was you consider that, you know, we've only been in this for 5 years with the Motiv brand, and other ball manufacturers have been chasing that kind of crazy back end motion for years and haven't been able to hit it. And then after 5 years, we got that record. And now here at the Bowl Expo this year, we had the Octane out there on display, and that set a new record. Now that back end rating was even higher than it was with the Primal Rage. So, I mean, that Octane is just ridiculous.
Okay, and now with BTM back in the market, I guess we're going to see these ball reviews online version,
right?
Definitely.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to have Bill Semskrod on later, talking about how we can find out all about the new stuff. And we still get BJI and Bryn Peterson doing the reviews on that now. So that should be maybe a little bit flatter playing ground, because they're going to be able to use it at the training center on the flat playing ground.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what kind of results he comes up with. I mean, going back to the old days, the Larry Lichstein, where it was 10 balls, and that was it. It was 1-page review of every ball made that year.
Yeah,
and
a little
then it
different
became
now.
2 pages. Now it's a book.
Yeah.
But I think it was Eric Martinez. It was at last year's. He was saying he reviewed 104 bowling balls for BTM, and I said, Mark, if we do division there, that's 2 balls a week. And he said, yeah, and I didn't test them all.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I know, yeah. It's a lot different than it was back in Larry's day, that's for sure.
So it's great to see good products coming out there. Better research and development than was ever available before. Computer design balls where you don't have those boat anchors like we used to have years ago. And series of boat anchors.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
well, that one didn't work, so we'll try this on it.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that actually, commenting on the series, that's really, I think, what's accelerated things for our brand over the past year was, you know, everybody took a look at that red ball, and, you know, people were like, all right, is it just going to be that one ball, or is there actually going to be a string of things here? And when we were able to start putting together, you know, one after another of just serious balls, people were like, wow, this wasn't just a one-hit wonder. These guys really have discovered something here with their cover stock development, and really, I mean, it's just been huge growth ever since. So
Well,
it's
you
been
got to
awesome.
have, you got to have the talent too. Like Ronnie,
without
if you
it,
don't- I mean,
exactly.
the balls do help to a point, but if you don't have the ones that know how to win and can win,
Yeah, I guarantee if I was out there throwing them, yeah, nothing would be happening like that.
There would be
Definitely.
another dead ball out there.
and sometimes on the tour it's so hard, Ronnie, as you know, to win. The competition's so close. It's a matter of maybe one hit, bad hit, or one chop or whatever, and you got to have it in your mind. You know your equipment's going to do what you want it to do.
Well, the biggest thing I really see now in my game and in Oklahoma at the Summer Swing was I wasn't getting that extra couple hits a game here in the past, and you really have to strike a lot, no matter how hard a condition is, to keep up with these guys. And you know, having a good spare game just wasn't getting me through. And so now I'm getting these different angles. You know, the ball coming off the patterns, and they're going through the pins a little better. And it's getting better. I'm getting those extra couple hits a game, and it's raised my average. You know, 6-7 pins. So
And that's huge.
it's huge on the tour level.
People don't realize it.
Over 50 games, 60 games, it's a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just that difference in strike percentage, because the talent, I mean, it's all great out there. The equipment is good. It's just how you can match your ball up for that one extra hit a game to carry.
Well, that's another big thing that I've been able to do a lot easier here with Motiv, is that I have a good arsenal. Usually I go to tournaments like World Series, and I would drill 15 bowling balls, and I'm not even 10 to 15. I drilled one bowling ball when I went to Oklahoma, and I didn't even use it. The thumb got stuck in it, and I just said, oh, you know, hell with it. I don't need it. So I was able to throw everything that I took out there with me, because I knew exactly what my bowling balls did, and they were the separation and was perfect.
And that was a key. You know what the equipment's going to
Exactly.
do, so that it's not in your mind even thinking about, oh, is it going to do it? Is it going to make that
Right.
turn? You know it's going to do it. You throw it right, it's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, usually, like I'll have, like, say I have 3 octanes or so, or fires or whatever ball, and maybe I'm just looking for that little more down lane reaction, or I'm trying to get the ball down the lane a little more. Well, for some reason, like if I needed a ball to go down the lane a little more, I just go to the ball that goes down the lane a little more. I don't need to do all these trick drillings, and everything I lay out now is like 5.5 inch pins, no holes, or pin down with holes. I mean, it's just very simple layouts.
So it keeps the game simple because
Right.
at the center that I'm working at, we've had the kids state tournament for the last 2 months, and you see these kids coming in a bowl on a house shot with like 4 3-ball bags they're dragging behind them. Like, so a tip for the kids out there, especially for the parents who have to buy these balls.
Well, wait a second now. Wait.
Okay. Yeah, I know we got to sell product.
We want the parents
but we
to
got
buy
to do
the
it
ball.
smart.
Right? Come on, Scott. Your boss would be no more. Don't go on that show no more.
Yeah,
But we
you got to
know
know
what you're
you got to know what you're
saying.
buying when you buy it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, there's a ball and there's a ball company out there for everybody. Some games suit some companies better than others, unfortunately. And but I think with our line now, I think we have about every line crossed. Like we have everything. So it's a lot easier for us to make decisions on that too. So.
Yeah, I was just going to jump in there and comment on that. Really, the one thing that's great about the Motiv brand is really from the beginning we've thought we want to have as much diversity as possible so that, obviously everybody doesn't need every ball that's in the arsenal. But realistically, we want to have something that fits everybody's game because, when we first got started, people were saying all of your stuff is really smooth. The people who wanted something really angular, of course, they were looking for something different. But we didn't want to get away from some of the smooth because there's some bowlers who want that and need that. Doesn't mean everybody needs the smooth product and they need the angular product, but you got to find out which product is really dialed in for you. And even on the Pro Tour, when we're talking to some of these guys when they're going to the events, the key balls that they're going for, it may be 4 or 5 particular balls. They're not going to a tournament and throwing all 15 bowling balls in the product line at every event. So you've got you got it dialed into your arsenal for that particular event for whatever you're bowling on. But especially for somebody younger getting started, getting into the game, they certainly, some kids certainly don't need a 10-ball arsenal to bring to a tournament to get started. You certainly got to simplify things a little bit, at some point there.
Now, how does it feel? When Motiv was first out, it was, look at the cool graphics on that thing. How does it feel now being noted for the performance?
That's huge because, it was really hard when we were new to not, we were so proud of the engineering, because a lot of times what gets missed in looking at those graphics is how much engineering goes into doing that. So it's really hard for us not to talk about how cool the graphics are, but the reality is, who cares what the graphics look like? We want performance. But here's the difference with having that patented graphic system. For years, people have been looking at the bowling balls, but weren't really sure about the performance. And I use this analogy with people sometimes to say, well, think about it if you went to the store. Let's say you were going to buy a pair of running shoes, and you went and you spoke to somebody who really knew the running shoes, and you said, here's the price I'm looking for, here's the performance I need, and they walked you over to the shelf and they said, here are these 4 shoes that you can choose from. Well, if you already have the price range picked out and you have the performance that you're looking for, the last decision that you're going to make is, which one of those pairs of shoes do I like the best? And that is now where the NeoMart graphics come into play, because there's no question that the performance is outstanding. And now what really we're seeing is you come into the pro shop and you're looking at the ball and they gravitate to that Motiv ball because those NeoMart graphics really have huge shelf appeal.
Yeah, when you see these claw marks along the side of the wall, I want that.
Yeah, exactly.
Ronnie, I got a question for you. Talking about the kids coming in and playing the house shop, bringing the 10, 14 balls, and a lot of people, it's in the leagues, instead of them making hand changes and really learning the game, I'll just grab this ball, I'll just grab that ball. And in a way that does hinder their game, in a sense, because of them not really knowing what the game's about. And if that doesn't work, and it might have just been a tweak hand position, another ball would have worked. It's more knowledge. The kids have to learn all this.
That's the one thing the tour guys are really good at doing. A lot of them. A lot of the guys who are in my generation and then Barnes' generation, they're kind of losing it now. The kids now are kind of just hitting all over it as hard as they can. I don't think they really mess around with their hand too much. They more like switch balls. But that's the biggest thing about it is learning your equipment. I only take a total of 9 balls to regionals, and that's including a spare ball. So I take 8 bowling balls, and I tell myself, the first move I make is a hand change. The bowling ball I'm always going to pick is going to be close. I'm always going to find something close. And then it's the last resort I do is to switch balls. So I'm always working with my hand, and I just recommend kids start working with their hand, trying different releases, and trying to get different axis rotations, and just if you could really, if all the kids can watch Chris Barnes bowl for a day, come behind him and watch him bowl for a day, just watch how he attacks a pattern. Norm Duke's the same way. That's why those guys are so good, because they can just do so many different hand positions, and they do that before they switch bowling balls. So
yeah, and a lot of them been in the league, been bowling years, like Stevie Hoskins said. When he left and they changed they had the match play. He used to throw a lot of strikes in the beginning. He said he would have loved it back then, but at becoming a seasoned pro, learning not to lose those pins and keep those games where the guys, they didn't care what they bowl long. It's a 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5. They became better seasoned bowlers.
Right.
And that's why a lot of the older ones can play all the different patterns, because they grew up the old school bowling.
Yeah, it's amazing how good that generation of bowlers are. Even to this day, with all the technology helped them stay in the game a little longer, because we're still using the same technology that they grew up using. With our hands now, with like me and EJ and a lot of guys with higher rev rates, we'd crush them every time, And
like Parker Bone shooting that big number, breaking a record with the ball he used. How many guys on the tour would have used a ball like Parker would have done?
Not very often.
Guys, the younger ones, yeah.
Not hardly at all. I know it was an entry-level ball used, and not very many guys use that. Right-handers do sometimes, when they get a little bit burnt up.
Motiv has the equipment, but not saying you wouldn't, but it's something normally, even in league. You don't see them going to something. They want to go to something even stronger.
And keep moving left, keep moving left. And that's why Parker Bone's so good, because he's so good at reading the front to the back of the lane, where a lot of kids read side to side, and he keeps his target in front of him.
And the way he's bowled the same approach, delivery for all them years.
Yeah, he's amazing.
That's where you're going to be.
No, I hope so.
Because you've been bowling your way quite a few years.
Yeah, I'm
Pete Weber, all of them.
The biggest thing that I've learned the last, I would say, couple years physically is emotionally when I'm bowling. I just let it run off my shoulder. I never get mad anymore. Never. You can't tell whether I'm shooting 270 or 150, because I know that it's going to happen, and the only way to fix it's to keep grinding and keep throwing good shots, because good shots is what gets you back.
It's the positive mental attitude. You
Yeah.
can't do anything about that last shot. Why think about it? Just keep on.
Right.
Well, if you leave 5 9s or 5 8s in a row, maybe then you're gonna, But other than that,
yeah. Very seldom do I want to just go kick a ball return or anything like that.
Right.
So that was 5 years ago.
They fight back.
They do. Yeah.
Now, Motiv isn't the only product that's coming out of Muskegon, and I've noticed on packaging now, name change a little bit on the packaging, getting away from getting Motiv on. Didn't I see Motiv on some ball plug products?
Oh, changing name. Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about changing a name from Motiv to something else, but no. Yeah, for the guys in the in the pro shop world and in the bowling centers, for years we were known as Techline Products. Yeah, exactly, Bill. And we've rebranded all of that product over to Motiv now, because people are so much more familiar with Motiv than they are with Techline. So it just made a lot of sense to just put everything under that one umbrella. So now everything is Motiv.
So bringing the name of Motiv onto the other side. Oh, that's the best one.
Exactly.
I think we're.
all right, hold on a second here.
Turn those cards at the social media kiosk.
All right.
All right, we're back. Yeah, so we've got the Motiv brand now on the Techline, former Techline products.
Yes, yeah. So everything now from that used to be Techline, everybody has known us as Techline for years in the business, and now all of that product is rebranded as Motiv. Yep, exactly.
So they can identify with a great bowling ball line to the great plug
Exactly,
line
exactly.
and plug dams and colors and all that other stuff.
Exactly.
I've seen one of the booths, and since you got Vice on, we can say Vice, but they've got some of the neon colors, and we're seeing a lot of bowling balls with those neon colors. Are we looking at maybe getting some of those in the Motiv line as well?
You know, we've looked at some of those, and it's funny because when it comes down to the colors of the bowling ball, boy, that is one of the most difficult things to nail down, because it's, you know, it can be such a subjective thing. I mean, obviously it is subjective. You get together with a group of people and you have 10 people there and you're talking about what the next bowling ball should look like, and you get 10 different answers. So it's you know, it's certainly not something that's cut and dry and where you walk into a room and you go, boom, here's the color, here's what it's going to be, done, wrap it up. But I don't know, who knows what you're going to see coming up. You know, there's always a surprise around every corner. Sometimes you're working on a ball project and you think it's going to be one particular color. By the time you're all done with everything, somewhere along the lines you change gears and it's not what you anticipated. But keep your eye open.
Okay, we can do that.
Now, is Scott Wilbur going to be upset with you taking all his thunder coming on?
Boy, I don't know. Yeah,
He won't fire you,
That's a
will he?
hard act. No, he's not going to let me go. It's a hard act to follow. But you know, fortunately, well, it's funny because a lot of times people, when we see him at the shows, we have a similar voice and we look somewhat alike. A lot of people think that we're brothers, and some people, I mean, and we're both Scots, so we get that a lot too. Where people come up to us at the shows and they're like, you know, hey, I met you last year, and I think you might have been the other Scott. But yeah, no, he's a great guy. And honestly, the two owners, Scott and Dave, they're just phenomenal guys. I've been with this company for 23 years, and I mean, great people to work for. They truly, honestly, I mean, it's a company where the owners truly do care about everybody that's part of the organization, and it feels really good to be part of a group like that.
Customer service is so important. That's what you guys pretty much made the company about. Going into the ball, same thing.
For sure, yeah. And I mean, that was our reputation for a long time with Techline. And now that we're getting involved in the consumer side of things, and we get that compliment a lot from people. You know, I spoke with a gentleman on the phone about a month ago who said that he started throwing Motiv, and part of the reason why he really committed to throwing exclusively Motiv was because he was so impressed with our customer service. And, you know, unfortunately, in a lot of businesses these days, the customer service is pretty poor. So, you know, we really try to work hard at giving people good customer service, because, you know, that's what we would want if we were buying something, and so we try to do our best to do that.
And then the phone number's off one, 204-205. So you probably get a lot of times the wrong number.
Yeah,
no,
right.
Hold on a second.
Right.
Yeah, because going back to customer service, good customer service isn't good enough anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be exemplary and extraordinary and all that. So you just got to overdo anything you might think was enough.
And we really try to, I mean, we honestly do strive to do our best at everything, whether it's customer service or quality. I mean, quality has always been huge for us too. And one thing that was really neat to hear is, you know, we went to a meeting earlier this year with all the distributors in the industry, and we got into a conversation about warranty work from, you know, bowling balls. And we're really happy to hear that some of the distributors, you know, raised their hands and chimed in and said, you know, honestly, as a percentage of bowling balls that we get warranty issues in, there's hardly anything on Motiv. And that really felt good to hear, because we work so hard at quality and making good equipment. And that's just part of that service. It all kind of goes together.
Well, how about the website before we let you go? Real quick, we'll talk to Ronnie. Website.
The website is motivbowling.com. And, of course, there's no E in Motiv. It's just MOTIV bowling.com. And if you're somebody who wants to get connected to the community on Facebook, there's a link right on the Motiv website to jump in that way. We're really active with Facebook and Twitter, and Actually, we're doing a lot with Instagram too. So a lot of the younger crowd that is active on Instagram, they'll find some pretty cool content posted out there too. So a lot of ways to get connected with us.
Thanks, Scott. And Ronnie, want to thank you for coming on. We'll have you on our show. When you have some time, we can work that out. Do you have a Facebook, website, personal, anything you want to put out?
Just Facebook, and my wife helps me take care of that because I get a lot of unexpected guests that ask me questions all the time. So it may take me a few days to get back to you, but Facebook, anybody can look me on there. I also have an athlete page on Facebook, and I think that's about it.
Now, how old are you?
I'm 34.
So you got a little ways for a senior tour.
Yeah.
All right.
Push it, jeez.
I still get carded, don't worry.
Thanks a lot for coming on.
Yeah,
Scott,
thank you,
everything you
guys.
do for our bowling show, we appreciate that too. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.